Being in the recycling industry has provided training and certification for men and women coming out of incarceration. I'm very fortunate to have a trade organization like the Institute of Recycling to allow me to speak at the convention in 2019 for the need for prison reform.
Personally, I just wanted to thank you for everything that you are doing. This is needed, and you have become a trendsetter. You know, the biggest thing for me personally, right, is when it's that transition from prison to the community, and it's a requirement that you go to a halfway house. And to see what you did with Mr. Russell, where you went and rescued him from that halfway house and gave him a job, because if he didn't get a job, he was going back to prison. That's a requirement. And not only did you give him a job, but you helped him get housing. How important is that when it comes to people making that transition from prison to the community?
Well, I think the most important part for me and the commitment that I felt to make a difference in our community was people come in with their head down, they're beaten down, they're emotionally broken, and they have no self-worth. And to see somebody be able to come back into the community and say, somebody's giving me a chance, somebody believes in me, somebody actually cares about who I am and what I am and who I'm going to be.
Well, why you though?
Why me?
Yeah.
Why not me?
I mean, I know in my heart, right, that because when I look at you in your eyes, I see the true passion that you have for this, right? And it's so many more people that should care the way that you care, so many more corporations. And I just want to know, like, what drives you so it may inspire them?
Well, I had a banker sit with me one time, and he said, well, my passion's children. And I said, so do you not think when people come out of incarceration, they have children? Well, yes. I said, so why is mine not any different? They have children. I care about them. I care about their children. I care about the next generation, how people change their lives, change the children, change the family dynamics. I watched a video with Ed Milet, and he said he was going nowhere. Nothing was coming in his life. And what really brought value was he went to a boys' shelter, and he actually contributed to people in making a difference. Actually seeing people, seeing young men and women have something to look forward to. And when I have men and women incarcerated or coming out of incarceration, they have something to believe in. They have something to work for. Their families, themselves, and most of all, I believe in them. People can change. We don't punish dogs for the rest of their life. We don't punish children. Why should we punish men and women for the rest of their life? People really want somebody to believe in them.
Well, you know, I really thank you for believing in us like that. And I say us because I'm a part of that class of returning citizens. And it's because of someone like yourself, right, that I can stand here proud today and say that I am somebody, that my life matters. And I appreciate that.
Well, I said to a friend of mine, I said, if I put a blindfold on everybody and you couldn't see anybody and you didn't know who they were, would you know they had been incarcerated unless they told you? So I think the true value needs to be, if you don't really know who someone is, why would you not give them a chance? Am I going to judge somebody based on something I heard about? I don't know the circumstances, I don't know the outcome, and I don't know how they got to where they are. But I know where they're going to go if they're part of my system, part of my team, because I want my team to be the best they can be.
Now, you give opportunities to sex offenders.
I do.
I mean, what does that look like?
Well, I don't know the circumstances. I don't know the situations. I've had many share with me, they might have been just turning 19, but the laws had changed radically when that transpired for them. And when they had sex with someone, they weren't educated to understand, and they didn't come from a background to understand having sex with somebody 15 or 16 could face incarceration.
Well, I think personally what you're doing is making society safer because you're providing them housing, you're providing them employment. So you're giving them something to be remorseful about, something to say, you know what, I want to do this the right way, and you're giving them the tools to do that, opposed to just throwing them off in the valley somewhere and say, we don't want nothing to do with you.
I had an amazing story sent to me a long time ago, and there was a sign, it was a billboard, and it said, "We need employees, we're hiring." A gentleman went every day. The guy said, "I'm not going to hire you." He went to prison. He had children to feed. He was living on the streets. He just needed a job to feed his children. He robbed a store, and the guy said, "See, that's what I'm talking about. He robbed a store. Why would I give him a job?" Well, if you have no alternatives to feed your family, nobody's going to give you a chance. What are the alternatives if nobody's going to be there to help them? If nobody's going to take the chance to give somebody an opportunity, how do you feed yourself? I spoke to many parole officers that said, we did a mock-up situation. There was 30 guys. Every single one turned to crime because they couldn't get a job. And these are people that service the parole boards. And they're not saying, I want to commit a crime. How do you actually be able to reintegrate back into the community and be an actual upstanding citizen if nobody will give you a job? Nobody will give you a place to live.
Well, I just want to thank you personally, and I want to say that I am inspired, and I got your back. Whatever you're doing to continue make returning citizens reentry ready instead of recidivism ready, you can count on me.
Well, I want everybody to know it's a we thing. It's not a me thing. It's not a race thing. It's not a gender thing. It's a we thing. We all have the power to change the world.
And we gonna make it happen.